Hello and welcome to the team members attending this training. My name is Judy, the Quality Assurance Assistant, and I'll be going through the water activity testing we conduct at NGPF. This will solely cover testing, sampling, and storage. This does not cover the verification of the pool kit. However, it's important to remember that the pool kit must be verified before using. Without further ado, let's begin. At NGPF, we conduct several product testing to ensure the safety and compliance of our products. Water activity is our main measurement in ensuring our processes are successful and allows us to release the products to be dispatched. The pool kit is a great tool as it allows us to make quick measurements of water activity in our products. Water is a major component of foods, pharmaceuticals, and cosmetics. It influences the texture, appearance, taste, and spoilage of these products. It is important we are meeting the CCP requirements for products to be safe and in good quality. When preparing your pool kit, ensure we are conducting our tests on a level surface to receive correct and consistent results. This also mitigates the risk of sample material spilling inside the instrument and contaminating future testings. To avoid inaccurate readings, place your pool kit in a location where temperature remains fairly stable. This means the pool kit should be well away from air-conditioned and heater vents, open windows, outside doors, refrigerator exhausts, or other items that may cause rapid temperature fluctuation. Not only is product safety important, but our safety as well. When we're grabbing samples from any ovens, dryers, or hot surfaces, ensure that we are wearing heat-resistant gloves. When trolleys need to be pulled out, ensure the covers are secured and do not pull it out alone if deemed unsafe or too heavy. Don't be afraid to ask for assistance and use equipment to help hoist trolleys. So on the screen is a diagram of the different parts of the pool kit. At the front, we have a left button labeled 1 and the right button labeled 2. We have the LCD or the screen, and the back of the pool kit has a sensor cover, sensor filter, sensor chamber, and thermopile sensor. Now onto our sample preparation. Make sure that the sample is homogeneous. This means products composed of the same or very similar components resulting in a uniform nature. If there is a case where multi-component samples must be tested, it may require additional preparation such as crushing or grinding. Completely cover the bottom of the cup with a sample if possible. The pool kit is able to accurately measure a sample that leaves small spaces exposed. However, fill the cup no more than half full of the sample. This prevents any contamination to the chamber. Wipe any excess sample materials from the rim of the cup with a clean tissue. If you are reading a sample at a later time, put a lid on the sample cup to restrict water transfer. When placing the sample and the pool kit back cover is closed, open the pool kit by holding the case near the LCD with one hand and pulling down on the plastic sensor cover tab with the other hand. The sensor cover should rotate and snap into an open position. Place your prepared sample cup onto a level surface. Next, place the open pool kit onto the prepared sample cup. The cup fits under the sensor into a recess in the bottom of the pool kit. When picking products for testing, select the thickest piece possible to ensure the dry program was successful or if there are other factors that affected the dehydration process. Please refer to T-SOP-0399-CCP Water Activity Product Sampling and Testing Preparation on how to prepare different types of products for testing. This is available on the retention room desk. Once you have the pool kit properly positioned over the sample cup, you are now ready to take readings. To close the instrument, reverse the opening procedure. With one hand holding the case near the LCD, pull down on the plastic sensory cover tab with the other hand and rotate until it snaps into the closed position covering the sensors. After placing the sample, it's time to take measurements. Press the left button 1 to turn on the instrument. It displays the last reading taken. This allows you to begin a measurement and leave without having to attend the instrument throughout the measurement. If it's already on, proceed to the next step. Press button 1 to begin the water activity measurement. The LCD display resets to 0.00 AW. Important note, pressing button 1 anytime during a measurement restarts the water activity measurement. Once the measurement process has been started, the pocket begins to display water activity measurements as well as temperature after 5 seconds, updating the display every second thereafter. During this time, we are able to see that it is measuring by looking at the sunburst icon to the right of the water activity value. As it measures, you may see the beams of the sunburst move from left to right. Note, the final water activity measurement is not be displayed until the instrument beeps and the sunburst icon disappears from the screen. If you receive an error code of 9.99 at any time during the process, it indicates that the sensor has failed and that the instrument needs to be serviced. Note, do not lift or move the instrument during the measurement. You will risk contaminating the chamber and breaking the chamber vapor seal, which therefore invalidates the water activity measurement. After 5 minutes, the instrument displays the final water activity and beeps 5 times. The sunburst disappears when the water activity reading is finished. At this point, you can either restart the measurement by pressing button 1 again or end the measurement procedure. Record the reading value on T-FORM-0002-water activity results form before proceeding. Remove the sample cup by lifting the pocket. Lift the pocket straight up as shown to avoid spilling the sample cup. The sample may now be discarded or covered with a lid if it is to be remeasured at a later time. When turning the pocket off, leave it idle for more than 5 minutes and it shuts off automatically. If the pocket has automatically shut itself off, pressing the 1 button wakes up the instrument and display the last water activity measurement. Regarding sampling precautions, long exposure to a variety of volatile substances or to samples with water activity near 1.00 can shift the sensor calibration. Therefore, always remove samples as soon as the pocket is finished sampling or beeps to avoid damage to the sensor. If a sample is accidentally left in the chamber for an extended period of time, be sure to check the calibration when you next use the instrument. With the pocket and temperature, the pocket makes its most accurate measurement when the sample and instrument temperatures are within 1 degree Celsius. If the sample is too warm, the thermometer icon to the left of the screen appears and the instrument beeps. Remove the pocket and wait until the sample reaches ambient temperature before attempting to read again. At NGPF, there are CCP requirements we have to meet before product can be packed and released. One being the water activity of the product. Finished products must meet below 0.65 AW to prevent bacterial and mold growth. If the product does not meet the CCP limit, management must be notified and the product is placed on hold. After testing, products are stored in Ziploc bag to be retention samples for reference when needed. These retention samples must be labeled, whether it is labeled with written information or applied with a product sticker. The water activity must be recorded on it. Final samples do not require a water activity result written. Wet shed products can be labeled with a sticker with the following information written on it: dryer number, product name, work order number, batch number, test date, and water activity result. Dry shed products can be labeled in this way or with a product label. Either way, the water activity result must be recorded on the sample. Biscuit samples must have a start, middle, and end with at least 3 biscuits per bag and a label to identify what sample type it is. This will ensure that if there were issues throughout production, it can be detected. After finalizing the water activity test and the retention sample has a label with the correct details recorded on COM-FORM-0061-retention sample register, an assessment, then place it in the tub for the corresponding month. Products may be subject to third party testing, therefore, it is important to keep enough product in the retention sample bag for different tests to be carried out. That concludes our training. Thank you for listening in. If you have any questions or feedback, please see the QA team and please complete the questionnaire after this training. Thank you.